It is the Redhawks Coaches Show. We are at Wings Etc. in Jackson, and if you haven't made plans for lunch, we invite you. Come on out and join us. We saved a couple of seats, pretty good turnout here, and we're going to be talking not only with the OVC champion Redhawk football coach, Tom Matukowicz. That's a little bit later on. DC Pippin is here, the top kicker in the Big South OVC. We're also going to be talking volleyball because the Redhawk volleyball team is the OVC champion for the 11th time. They are looking for their 8th tournament championship. Those 18 titles, by far the most in the history of the Ohio Valley Conference. So Julie Yankus is here. We want to remind you that here at Wings Etc., they've got the brand new Wings Etc. loyalty app, and you can download that on your phone. It's a free download. Take you just a couple of minutes to set up your account, and then every purchase you make through the loyalty app, you get points, and you can earn free food and discounts when you want it delivered. They partner with DoorDash. Order it through the loyalty app for Wings, etc., and you get the better pricing there. And they have over 70 items on their menu that are other than their award-winning jumbo wings, which I know there are a lot floating around here. People excited to enjoy their delicious menu for lunch. It is the home of the Redhawks Coaches Show. Good food, great times. Wings, etc. We're going to talk Redhawk volleyball right now with 14-year head coach Julie Yankus. Coach, congratulations on another championship.
Thank you so much. We're really excited and happy to be here.
How cool is it to get to host the tournament? That's one of the perks. If you win the regular season title, you get to host. So you get to play it on your home floor, in which you lost one conference match all season long. And that was to Tennessee Tech, who is still alive. We will set the tournament field coming up. But how much more comfortable do you think your players are playing it at Houck?
Oh, we love Houck Fieldhouse. The advantage for us is that we actually practice there, play there every single day. We're not in another arena where we go to a practice facility. We are in Houck every single day, so we are very used to the lighting and the movement, and we're just comfortable in there. We know, how far we have to go to run to the wall, how much space we have to work with, and so we're really happy to be at home. Our fans have been great, so just that home court advantage is huge. Great turnout last night for the quarterfinal match, and hope to keep that going here tonight.
So you win the regular season title. I know coaches sometimes, and it depends, whether or not they will look at a preseason poll and use it for motivation for their players. You had one player back from last year and were still picked number one in the preseason poll. What did that tell you when you saw that?
It really showed a lot of respect for our program and the history that we've had. We've made it to a championship match 4 of the last 5 years, and had a lot of changeover with 10 seniors graduating last year. So
is that the how many senior classes have you had in your previous 13 years that were that big?
None.
Okay.
Never. As a coach, as a player, I've never seen that. Usually it's 5, maybe 6. So it was a really big class. It was from the COVID kind of changeover too. So we had super seniors, 5th years. And with them all graduating, to have that respect still shown to the program was quite amazing. So we had a lot, targets on our back early on in the season, of course.
And if you go back and look at your non-conference schedule, you were not saying, hey, let's play some powder puffs. You didn't have many blood donors early in the season. And do you think it paid off for the regular season, the quality of opponent that you played up until conference play?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I absolutely think it did. We started out the first weekend 0-3. I was really worried what we were going to look like this season, but the resilience, our ability to just handle adversity, shown throughout that non-conference season, and we made some changes. Our players got better. We had 3 freshmen on the court, so of course it was going to be kind of a rough start. To see their improvements and see how we have kind of grown our team chemistry has been amazing.
So that showdown next to last weekend of the regular season at Lindenwood. How did you build that up as a coach? Because everybody can see the standings, knowing that if you just go in there and at least win one of those matches, your chances of winning the OVC championship were going to be very, very high. And that's exactly what you did. You needed to win a match. You won the match, and then you locked up the title.
Yeah. There's a lot of pressure going into it. You try to face it just like any other match, but you know that the team knows what it means. We lost the first night there in a really tough battle, and so to see the resilience night 2 to come back, get the win again in another huge battle on their home court, showing them that we could do it at their place was huge. And then we had to just go take care of business back at home for the final week. And
what did you see for your team going into the final couple of matches, knowing they could taste a championship?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We saw just seeing the growth of our players. The freshmen that have stepped up, that are on the court, have gotten so much better, and they've started really performing under pressure. I always like to say they take big girl swings when our girls are really going after it. And so when the game's on the line, we're not tipping and rolling or getting scared. They're going after it and taking big girl swings, and it's paying off.
All right, you get 3 players named to the Big, I don't want to say Big South. We're not at Big South. That's only football. For the All-OVC postseason awards, including the Defensive Player of the Year, Nina Schuberth. 3 players, only 2 on the first team for the conference champion. I know, coaches, you're probably thinking, man, we should have at least had 3.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think Abby Johnson should have been first team as well, but no right side made the first team for some reason. So if she's first team in my book, and, we're a championship team, and that's really ultimately all that matters.
Abby Johnson set a career milestone in your win yesterday over Tennessee State, and that is because she picked up her 1,000th career kill. Now, she played at Bradley. She transferred here. How big of a milestone is that for a college volleyball player? 1,000 kills. I mean, she's 6'9". Not really. She's 6'5", but 1,000 kills. I don't care if you're tall. That doesn't mean that you're going to rack up a lot of kills.
Right. It's not easy. Yeah. She's a remarkable player and a remarkable person. We're so happy to have her in the program, but so happy for her to reach that. I know that was something early on. She never even told me that was such a goal for her. It was actually her parents. So then I kept watching that every match to see where she was, and knowing that she could have done it last night and see her get it done in a win, of course, and helping us advance to the semifinals was huge. So happy to have her here, and she's a force. She is fun to watch, hits the ball hard, and gets some really fun blocks too.
6'5". When was the last time you recruited a 6'5" volleyball player?
Well, successfully, never. I mean, we recruit them, sure, I'll send them a note, but we're not going to get them here normally. So to get somebody at her height and her athleticism is actually quite remarkable. But knew her sophomore year at a camp years ago, and we kind of started a relationship then. And she actually wound up going to Nebraska for about 2 weeks and decided this isn't for me. Went to Bradley and then came back and found us, and happy to have her here and finish her career here as a Redhawk.
Nebraska, storied volleyball program. What did you think when they had that outdoor match that was nationally seen and was the most attended volleyball match of all time? How cool was that, just to watch it from afar?
Yeah, it was amazing to see that. And, we have our old sport court, and so I did bring up, can we put our sport court on the football field and do a match ourselves out there? So, but yeah, it was amazing to see, and just to see the sport grow in general, and the popularity of it has been really fun.
So how big do you think it was when Abby Johnson decided, maybe I will go somewhere else. I won't stay at Bradley to finish my volleyball career? How much of an advantage was it for you that you already had a relationship with her?
Oh, a huge advantage, because we already, had each other's phone numbers and could reach out quickly. She already had a sense of my personality. She also knew one of our former players that graduated last year, who told her great things about the program. So it's all about those connections, building those relationships, and she could ask someone she trusted what her experience was like here at SEMO, and she told her wonderful things, and then we got her to commit. So it was a huge get, and happy that she's here.
So we hear lots of stories in some of the other sports, football and basketball, So many players in the transfer portal. Well, volleyball is dealing with the same transfer portal. How big of an adjustment is that for you?
It's really worked to our advantage for the most part. The Little Rock coach and I were speaking yesterday before their match, and she was asking, how I deal with it. And I said, luckily, we actually don't lose anybody to it. And so she wanted to know my secret. I said, I'm not telling her because she's a rival now. But it's come to our advantage because we have had some great grad transfers that have come in and brought in some other transfers that are quality players that maybe wouldn't know about us or we wouldn't know they were available. But, again, everybody's got a different take on the portal, of course.
Lucy Arndt, first team, all OVC, and she had another terrific match yesterday against Tennessee State. She finished with 16 digs, second most on the team, her 17th double-double of the season. Tell us about the season Lucy Arndt has put together.
Yeah, Lucy is the returning all-OVC freshman of the year from last year. Started out kind of rough, honestly, just because we had different setters. She's trying to find her connections. She wants to go so fast when she's attacking, and we had to kind of figure out what setter could give her the ball that she can be successful with. And she's been patient, she's working hard, and she's gotten to the point to be all OVC first team yet again. So she is a huge, her defense has gotten so much better, as you mentioned, all these double-doubles, because people are trying to make her play the ball as much as they can in the back row, and they hope she doesn't get set in the front row, but she is, and she's putting the ball away and taking care of business. So happy to have her on the team and just continue to see her growth throughout this season. It's been amazing.
The voting for Player of the Year went to Madeline Isringhausen of Tennessee Tech. You and I were talking about her a little earlier. People will recognize that last name, Jason Isringhausen, the all-time saves leader in the history of the St. Louis Cardinals. That is Jason Isringhausen's daughter. And you were saying to me, you thought she did deserve to be Player of the Year.
Oh, absolutely. There was no question. I pretty much, two-thirds of the way through conference, I knew that she would be getting it. She stepped up her game in every way and is trying to go out with a bang, and she is. She's playing amazing. You watch her, the way she elevates, and just she's a really good player. And, heck, I offered her 5 years ago, 6 years ago, and she chose Tech, so it is what it is.
Yeah, we're not happy about it still. And if you want to see Madeline Isringhausen, get a ticket. Come at 2 o'clock because we've got the semifinal before you play in your semifinal. It's going to be Lindenwood, who you beat out for the conference championship, against Tennessee Tech and Madeline Isringhausen. That should be a heck of a semifinal.
It will. If you want to see Jason Isringhausen, he'll be there too, I promise. But
for a while, I don't know if you know this, maybe you do, he was a pitching coach at SIU Edwardsville.
Oh,
so
yeah.
SEMO went and played there, I think, at least a couple of seasons where he was the pitching coach in the Ohio Valley Conference. Yeah. So he's got a little tie to our conference. So obviously his daughter is a bigger tie than just being a pitching coach at SIUE.
Yes. No, I think it'll be quite a battle in that 2 o'clock match. We'll, of course, be there scouting and trying to see who wins it. Lindenwood's got a balanced attack, a lot of weapons, and then Tennessee Tech has Madeline Isringhausen, who's been just a complete stud this year. So I think it's going to be a battle, and it'll be fun to watch.
And you've lost one conference match at Houck this year, and it was to Isringhausen and Tennessee Tech. You guys split the two matches, so this is a team that's dangerous. Both of them are dangerous.
Absolutely, yeah. Took us down on our senior day, nonetheless, too. But we still have a lot to celebrate, and yeah, it's going to be a battle either way. I don't really have a favorite team that we got to take care of our business here at 5 o'clock tonight. But whoever we play, it's going to be a battle through and through.
And it's going to be against Morehead State now. You always go back to the regular season if you're in the media. Oh, okay, how did they do against Morehead State when they played in the regular season? You went to Morehead and beat them 3-1, 3-2. So you've got a couple of victories over Morehead State. How tough is this going to be tonight against the Eagles?
Yeah, it's going to be a battle. They're, of course, hungry to get to a championship, and they want to, redeem themselves from losing to us twice at their place. So, and they're overall just a really good team as well. And they've got a lot of upperclassmen, a lot of seniors that, of course, want to go out on a high note with their careers as well. So it's going to be tough. They've got some height. They're a good blocking team. They've got a lot of attackers. So hopefully we can be on our game and kind of beat them with the serve and pass game. That's how we beat them the first time around this year, was just really getting them aggressive, us serving aggressive, making them one-dimensional, and then taking care of business on our side of the net.
Compare your 2021 tournament championship team to this year's team who is trying to get a tournament title.
Oh, gosh. I mean, very different team, different personalities. We were running a 5-1 that year. We're in a 6-2 now. We had a lot of seasoned players on that 21 team. Basically all of our starters were seniors or upperclassmen. That year, we had the player of the year, we had the setter of the year. We had a lot of who should have been the defensive player of the year as well that year. So.
Still an outrage.
So we had all these pieces, and this year a totally different team. 12 new players on a roster of 18, one returning starter, and who's actually been and played in championships before. We don't have anybody that's been that role, so I think they're ready. They're hungry. They're ready to go, and we're a little green, but we have great team chemistry, and they are so focused on the team above themselves that I think we can get there again.
What do you think the crowd's going to look like at 5 o'clock?
I hope they're going to be there, fired up. I know we've got another event tonight, but hopefully we can watch us, win some sets and maybe get a little late to the women's basketball game. But hopefully we'll have a great crowd out to support. Obviously, we're talking tournament semifinals. It's a big deal. We need the support. We need the fans out there cheering and yelling. It's been a great environment all season, and we hope to keep that up tonight.
And it hasn't gotten cold yet. So face painters and body painters are welcome tonight. You can do it in comfortable fashion.
That you can. Although I will say we keep that air conditioning in Houck pretty cold. So if you come out, bring a blanket.
So we're going to go with that. All right. So what's your message going to be? It's an interesting deal here when you've got the semifinals, because no matter what you think of it, this transition phase that the NCAA implements from Division II to Division I, Lindenwood is still dealing with that. As Southern Indiana's women's basketball team did last year. They won the tournament, but they couldn't go to the NCAA tournament because they're in this reclassification stage. They're on double secret probation. That's the way Lindenwood is. So if Lindenwood would win tonight and you would win, you already know before you would even play Lindenwood in the championship. I know we're jumping steps here. They can't go to the NCAA tournament. So for Lindenwood, this is their NCAA tournament today, right?
Exactly. So, and you're right, we're not going to skip steps. We have a really tough match tonight. But if that winds up being the case, if we get to the championship and if we're playing Lindenwood, we are going for it. We absolutely want to go win that match. As I told you before, I'm too competitive, so I'll race you to the car and back. We're not going to fold in a championship match.
That's the second time you've challenged me to a race to the car. I think we're going to have to go.
Okay, let's do it.
That'll be after the show's over. Everybody hang tight for the race to the car. So what is your message going to be here? Because championships are hard to get. Tournament titles sometimes can be harder than regular season championships because there's even more of a reward if you win the tournament. You get to do it on your home floor, and it's something they will never, ever forget. What you know, for some of these players, this may be their one shot at it, right?
Absolutely. It's a huge opportunity. We're one of the very few sports that does have a school, university hosting championships like this. A lot of everyone else goes to neutral sites a lot of the time. So to be able to be here on a home court and truly create a championship environment comes down to us, of course, getting the job done on the court, but to the community, the fans, the students coming out and supporting us. We had that in 21. It was amazing. It was truly a championship environment every single day of the tournament. And so we need that support. We're out here to fight. We're proud to wear the SEMO jersey, and I'm just going to keep going for it the next 2 days.
Does it seem like you've been here 14 years?
Absolutely not. The last time we were here and we talked about how long I've been here, I jokingly said they hired me when I was 17, and a Wings employee told me the next day he believed that. He's like, I can't believe they hired you at 17 years old. It's like, I'm glad he bought it.
No, I was 19. I was just kidding. Come on. All right, so it's going to be at 5 o'clock, and again, the semifinal will be at 2, and come early, man. I mean, get to see the entire atmosphere and environment, and get to see all of the semifinals, and kind of get schooled on who your potential opponent could be if you take care of business at 5 o'clock.
Absolutely. It'll be great volleyball all day, I promise that.
All right, Chandler Collins will be there. He's here. And he knew you were coming on the show, so he made it. It's a rare appearance for Collins.
Wow.
Yeah, coming off a Chiefs victory. Does he talk a lot of Kansas City Chiefs with you?
Well, I do watch football on Sundays with him at Wings quite often, but I'm cheering for the Packers. You know that. So.
That's a shame. We're not excited to hear that. We can't wait for this thing to get going at 5 o'clock, and we know the turnout is going to be awesome. We certainly congratulate you again on another conference championship, and best of luck to bring home another tournament banner.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right. That is Coach Julie Yankus. That is going to get us to a timeout. The top kicker in the Big South Ohio Valley Conference. He doesn't look like he's done with his lunch yet, but DC Pippin is going to join us when we come back. It's the Redhawks Coaches Show. We're in Jackson. Wings, etc. on SEMO ESPN. Welcome back. Redhawks Coaches Show. Wings, etc. in Jackson. Just a one-week swing over here in Jackson. We'll be back in the Cape Girardeau location next week, and hopefully we're getting ready for another playoff game for the Redhawk football team, and the guy who joins us now could be a big reason why the Redhawks win their playoff game. It is DC Pippin. How are you?
Good. How are you doing? Thanks for having me.
So we saw you eating lunch, and we always get a recap from the Redhawk players about what was on the lunch menu. What did DC Pippin have?
I had the chicken bacon wrap, some tater tots. Was pretty solid.
All right. Tater tots are solid.
Yeah.
I'm with you. Now, if I have a choice of tater tots or fries, I'm going tots.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, every time?
Yeah, that's the right choice.
All right. Good to know I made the right choice. How about the way that this football team has responded to all of the injury adversity, winning a conference championship and locking up a home game in the playoffs? How fun has this season been?
I mean, this has just been an incredible season all around. Like you said, it's been a ton of fun, and we have faced a lot of adversity and obstacles, but I think it's just prepared us for what we have ahead of us. So, I'm looking forward to what we have, and it was a good season, but there's still a lot of work to do.
You almost missed it, right? You were a portal guy, and then you decided, nope, I'm not going to be a portal guy. I'm coming back to SEMO. Tell us about that decision. I do not want to leave Cape Girardeau. I want to be a part of what the Redhawks have working here.
Yeah, so when I entered the portal, I learned a lot and opened my eyes to a lot of things. And what I realized is that there's a ton of stuff here that maybe I was looking for in other places, but it's easy to take it for granted what you have here. And the relationships I have with my coaches and my teammates and all the things like that are what make this place special. And I wanted to come back because of that, not necessarily anything other than my coaches and the guys I play with. That's what was important to me above anything else, and I made the right decision to stay here.
Man, what a season you have had. You're now up to 53 career field goals, and that is 11 shy of the all-time record by Mike Wood, who kicked in the National Football League for multiple teams. What goes through a guy's mind when he's headed out there for a pressure kick, and you're talking about maybe anywhere from 45 to 54, which is your long?
Yeah, I think before every kick, I just try to keep my mindset the same, and I think the reason that I've been able to handle pressure this year is because of that. At the end of the day, my job's pretty simple. It's not easy, but objectively it's simple. I have to put the ball through the uprights, and that's why practice is so important. I do it over and over and over again so that I know whatever the situation is, whatever my feelings are, it doesn't matter. I just have to go out there and execute, and so the situation doesn't ever really matter. The job stays the same.
53-yarder is your longest this year. 2 years ago, you had a 54-yard field goal. Now, anybody that gets there early, kickers are always out there, the kickers and the punters, and they're booting balls. And I watch you oftentimes when I'm getting ready for the broadcast about, I'm looking at the wind, whether it's in your face or at your back, and you're out there kicking, and I kind of want to see where you're making them from, maybe a spot on the field that you may miss one during warm-ups. What is the longest kick that you have ever kicked during warm-ups? Because you guys try some ridiculously long field goals during warm-ups.
During warm-ups, probably about 60 is where I'll shut it down. If that's kind of my benchmark for the day, I go out there from 60, and once I hit that, I shut down the warm-up. But that's about the range I try to stay in.
So, do you go to Coach Tuke, Coach, I'm good for 60?
Yeah, I mean it depends situationally.
I don't know what he said, but it was not a positive critique.
I think he said I've never told him 60, but yeah, it's just situationally. If I feel like I can make it, I'll tell Coach Tuke I can make it, and he trusts me with the long kicks, which has been really good for me.
All right, now I don't know where the wind is going to be blowing on Saturday. It says 5 to 10 south-southwest, which if you're punting toward the dormitory, which means you're punting toward the west end zone, you'll get a little left to right breeze. When you've got a crosswind, how difficult is that? I know if you grew up playing basketball and you were playing outside during a windy day, you'd start that shot a little off the rim and see if it's going to blow back in. How do you play the wind if it's a crosswind?
Yeah, it depends on just how severe the wind is and how long the kick is. So, most of the time, if it's a shorter kick, if it's 45 and under, I just try to hit it the same. And the wind doesn't affect as much as you'd think if you hit a clean ball. But if there's a lot of wind, it's you got to play the draw a little bit and just aim a little bit left or a little bit right based on where the wind's going. But it just depends on the day.
How about if you're kicking into a pretty stiff breeze?
Yeah, that's probably the toughest one, the wind right in your face. But it's the same. You just have to hit it the same as you would if the wind wasn't there, and it wouldn't affect the ball. Obviously, if you're further back, you want to hit it a little harder. But if the wind's straight in your face, you just try to hit a clean ball, and it'll stay on path.
I know a football is not like a baseball, but knuckleball pitchers love pitching into the wind. It makes their ball move more. Now, you're not going to have success if you're kicking knuckleballs.
Right.
Obviously, you want one end over end. Does it affect the ball differently than maybe a crosswind does when you're kicking into the wind?
Yeah, it'll wiggle a little bit, and that's why you just got to make sure you hit the ball real clean, because if you don't and you try to play the wind, it can go wrong. So, yeah, it'll wiggle a little bit and knuckle in there.
How about when you're kicking with a nice breeze at your back? Do you feel a little stronger?
Yeah, that's
feel
the best.
a little more confident, wind at your back?
Yeah, that's the best. When the wind's at your back, you swing easy and just let the wind carry it.
All right, how important is the holder for a field goal or a PAT?
Very important, extremely important. Snapper too. My guys right here, Peyton Knight and Adam Heston, they've been incredible this year.
You brought the whole team. You brought the whole special teams unit.
Yeah, I mean, they deserve just as much credit as I do. I couldn't do the job I do without them. When you practice, you have the sticks, you have the little thing that holds the ball. And when you have a really elite snapper and holder, then the game situation can be the exact same as that, because I know every time the ball is going to be exactly where it needs to be because of these two guys, and that just gives you a ton of confidence when you go out there. Last
week, you were honored as the National Special Teams Player of the Week. 4 field goals against Western Illinois, 6 PATs. How cool is that? Because oftentimes, it's all about the guy that is throwing or scoring the touchdowns. It's all about the guy who may have gotten a pick six and about 12 tackles. Those are the guys that get highlighted. How about getting a National Player of the Week award like that? I know it's a team award, but still, you were helpful with the team, and if you had an off day with the way the points were flying, there were 99 points in that game against the Leathernecks. SEMO could have been in trouble. Yeah, it's something I'm super grateful for. It's obviously a nice achievement, but at the end of the day, I have a job to do, and every time I go out there, the team and the coaches and my teammates, they expect me to put it through. So any accolade and award that comes with that, I appreciate and I'm grateful for. But it's not something I try to focus on. You just got to go out there and do your job, and what comes with that comes with that. So you're from Springfield, Illinois. Yes, sir. I'm a couple hours away in Macomb, Illinois. That was my hometown. So you're from Illinois. How in the world did you become a Green Bay Packers fan? We heard from Julie Yankus earlier. I don't know if she knew that Pippin was also a Packers fan. How did you become a fan of the Green Bay Packers? I was just, ever since I was little, my dad was a Packers fan, and so I became a Packers fan. And
all my friends were Bears fans, obviously, because we're from Illinois. So
That's a big-time rivalry.
Oh, yeah. It makes it a little sweeter when I see stuff like yesterday happen to the Bears, because I can, make fun of all my friends for that.
You've been able to make fun of them a lot.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of things.
Yeah, my whole life. It's been pretty sweet.
That have gone wrong for the Chicago Bears this year. How about, did you see the Washington kicker miss the extra point after they got that miracle touchdown? It was a bad snap, which would never happen for the Redhawks.
No, not
But the
Pippin.
guy got the ball up with the laces out, and the guy just shanked it left. That's got to be a lonely feeling for a kicker.
Yeah, I got to feel bad for him. I actually trained with Austin Seibert. He's a friend of mine, and so that was a tough situation. But he's been really good for him this year, and hopefully he'll be able to bounce back from that. But, yeah, it's rough to see.
So when you see all of the sudden these NFL kickers, I mean, they're almost automatic from 50 plus. Isn't it amazing? I mean, I don't know what the stats say, but there can't be a better era for kickers than there is right now, especially at the next level. And, we saw the Mizzou kicker kick one from 61 last year. Right now, kicking is at an all-time high, right?
Yeah, I think a lot of what we're seeing is that kickers have always kind of had that range, but now coaches are trusting them to go out there and hit it. If you see a team go out there, send a guy out there from 58, 10 years ago that was a big deal, but the more kickers hit those, the more the coaches will trust them to hit it. So I think that's why you're seeing a higher volume of these longer kicks.
So a lot of what athletes do is muscle memory. I'm sure that's the way it is for a punter. I'm sure that's the way it is for a kicker. I know it is for a basketball player in terms of, go to the free throw line. It's muscle memory. Pitchers, it's muscle memory. In terms of the PAT, because in your career, now you had 3 of them this past week, so I'll make sure I get it right. You are 123 for 125. I mean, those are a lot of PATs. I mean, how big is muscle memory when you're kicking a PAT, and how often do you practice that? Because nobody, realizes the kicker and the PAT, for the most part, it gets to be a footnote unless you miss one.
Right. I think muscle memory is obviously a big part of that. It's the same with field goals, too. The nature of the position that I play is that I won't see a kick that I haven't made before in practice. And that's why practice is so important, because when you get into a game and there's pressure and there's doubt and there's all kinds of things that go through your head, you have to do things over and over and over again. So the way that I believe in myself and have confidence when I go out there for a kick is knowing that I've done this before in all kinds of different types of situations. So then the challenge mentally when you get into a game is how to execute despite the pressure and the situation. But, Peyton and Adam, that's why I practice with them all the time. We do kick after kick after kick. So then in a game, all it is just being able to quiet my mind and do my job.
How cool was it when you saw SEMO gets to host a home game?
I mean, that's sweet. I'm super excited for it. I think it's a good achievement for our team, and I think it'll absolutely be a benefit for us. And it's exciting for the team, for the community to be able to host a home playoff game. I think it'll be a great environment. I'm looking forward to it.
All right. Now, they say it's going to be 41 degrees for the high. I don't think it's going to be 41 at 11. I know it's not going to be 41 at 9 a.m. when the River Radio tailgate starts and the Redhawk walk and everything. How does a ball react differently when it's 39 degrees versus whether it's 79 degrees?
Yeah, the ball doesn't fly as well. In warmer weather, obviously, it'll go further, but it doesn't change much. You'll just have a little less distance, but it shouldn't, in the 30 to 40 degree range, it's not a huge factor. I'm glad we're not playing when it's 0 yet. So, it shouldn't be too big of an issue.
Can they warm balls on the sideline? I mean, are they using a game ball? Can you bring in a specific ball that has been approved for the game that maybe has been wrapped in a towel and might be a little warmer out for the kicker? Is that just the officials take care of that?
I think the officials take care. I don't think we can really warm them up. You just got to kick what's out there.
Yeah, that's no good.
Yeah.
How about that kicking net on the side? We see guys warming up on that kicking net. When you get late in the half, and SEMO's got the ball, time winding down, or late in the fourth quarter, time winding down, and they're driving, are you over there pounding balls into that net? Do you like to, can you warm up too much into that net? What's your process?
My process, if we're, when we're on offense and we're going through a drive, when it's second down, third down, and it looks like I'm going to have a kick, I kind of just mentally go through what kick that would be. Like, if it's 3rd and 8, we're on the right hash, I just assume that we're not going to get anything and kick what the kick would be from there into the net mentally.
So I was surprised when Coach Tuke said you still have eligibility left at the end of the season. How much eligibility do you have left?
I have one more year after this.
One more year after this. I know you don't want to think about it right now. You could make a run at that record, school record.
Yeah, absolutely. That would be cool, but I'll get there one kick at a time. So I just got to focus on the kick that's in front of me, focus on helping the team win, and whatever comes with that, I can appreciate after the season.
Going to be fun. 11 a.m. kickoff on Saturday. How was that wrap, by the way? The owners both owners are sitting right back there. We need a review on your wrap that you ate today.
10 out of 10. Perfect wrap.
All right,
yeah.
10 stars. That's good stuff. Yeah. DC, people are probably thinking, okay, DC, what is we know it's not District of Columbia.
Yeah, no. My real name is Daechon. It's a Korean name. My grandfather gave it to me. But,
Daechon.
Chon, yeah. But DC is a lot easier. So
all right, what's the C stand for?
Chon, the second part.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Day.
It's Day-Chon.
Okay, so you got a hyphen.
Yeah, I got a hyphen.
Nobody knows you got a hyphen.
No.
Yeah. Okay. Well. We wish you the best of luck on Saturday. We know you're going to come through if asked to by the Redhawks. It's been fun watching you kick this year. What a season you have put together, and best of luck on Saturday.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thanks for your time. DC Pippin, and put the dash in there. Coach Tom Tuke going to join us. We'll recap the game against Tennessee State, the process of getting a home game, and the Illinois State Redbirds. Redhawks played them in 2019 here. The Redbirds won that one, and the Redhawks are thinking payback on Saturday. Coach Tuke joins us when we come back. Redhawks Coaches Show from Wings on SEMO ESPN. No better place to watch the games than right here at Wings, etc. Whether you're come to the Jackson location where we are today, or the Cape Girardeau location, or if you're in the Dexter area, you can watch the games there. They will have SEMO Volleyball on. If you can't make it over to Houck Fieldhouse, you can see, well, if you want to watch the semifinals between Lindenwood and Tech, that'll be at 2 o'clock. Redhawks and Morehead State play at 5. They will have it in high definition here. It is also Monday Night Football, the Harbaugh Bowl. The only two head coaching brothers who have ever played against each other in the history of the National Football League. Jim and John Harbaugh tonight. It is Ravens and Chargers in Los Angeles. So that will get going a little bit later on, I think around 7:15. And Redhawk women's basketball tonight. Home opener. Finally get to play a home game. And SIU Carbondale is in town. So the Briley Palmer era will begin in earnest in the Show Me Center tonight. That is a 6:30 broadcast. And, of course, you can hear it right here on the home of SEMO women's basketball, SEMO ESPN. All right, that was a mouthful. Coach Tom Tuke is here. And, boy, what were your thoughts leading up to the selection of the entire FCS football bracket? What did you think your realistic chances were of getting a home game? Because we did see in some of the mocks Illinois State, Eastern Kentucky, and then we find out that Illinois State has the Illinois State football playoffs, so their stadium is not available. And so anybody that drew Illinois State had a chance for a home game. They were going to get a home game, and it turned out you did get a home game. What were your impressions?
Yeah, I mean, just so happy. You knew that it was a possibility. We knew the Illinois State thing long time ago, so you knew that might be a possibility, and just really thankful because so many people had, we had to do so much work just to be able to turn a bid in, right? And you're sitting there, you lose a game, and you feel like, man, we ask all these people to do all this stuff, donate money, our administration to do all these things, and then we didn't get it done. And so when you saw that happen, it was just a lot of joy. I try not to figure things out because one, it's televised, and I don't show my emotion. I don't hide any of my emotions, so I don't try to say it's going to be one thing or another. I just try to be in the moment and enjoy these kids and everything, and that's kind of going to be the theme this week. One thing that I'm disappointed about, I just think I need to do a better job coaching. Where I think I've failed is, like we never even got to celebrate a championship. Tennessee State got to celebrate. All these other teams we never have, because of how we won it and all these things. But you think about, there should be a lot of celebrating for this team, certainly what they've been through. There's this frustration that we're not the team we were in September. That's my frustration, right? And I'm holding on to the past and letting things that I can't control affect how I treat this team. And so I really need to have a good week. I need to make sure that we have fun, we enjoy this great opportunity, thankful for this opportunity, thankful for each other, most importantly. And even like DC, you always kind of forget when you're in the middle of it why you coach. Because you're just trying to get to the next thing. And the reason I coach is to have an impact on young people. And not that I have with DC, but I've been a front row witness to his life literally changing. He didn't come here to kick. He just came to school here, but loved kicking, wanted to try and kick. But he was just kind of a kid that needed structure, direction, and kind of what a program can give you. And I remember after the first year, I was ready to, hey, you're too far, like you're just too immature. And now he would be a better head coach than me. I mean, you listen to him up here, like, isn't that a great, just listen to how he handles things, and you can just tell that he's grown so much maturity and wisdom and character and all those things. And so I was sitting there thinking about it, like, at the end of the day, why? Why was he this and now he's this? And it comes down to, he wanted to be great. He did what it took to be great. Most importantly, he was coachable. I mean, if someone recorded some of my honest conversations to DC, I would probably get put up on charges. Because it may shock you that I don't sugarcoat anything. When you come in, I'm going to throw up on you, and we're going to clean it up afterwards. And I was just really honest with him. I tried to do it with making sure you understood that this is for you. This is going to help you, but I'm not just going to let you, act like that, think like that, do that. There are standards that just being a man and someday the head of your household, how you're going to handle yourself. And he's doing it, man. So it's a lot of fun to watch him get up here, and then obviously with his teammates here cheering him on.
So when he first came on campus and thought that he was going to try to kick, any thought in your mind he'd be sitting here going into a playoff game with 53 made field goals?
No. I mean, obviously he needs to give Paxton a care package. Like, we're moving the offense up and down the field for 3 straight years, right? And so he's able to get in field. If you're a terrible offense, you're not kicking a lot of field goals. But and hopefully he wins the Special Teams Player of the Year, nominated him for that, for a conference and all that. But more importantly, he wins the most improved human in my book.
Is that an award the football team gives out?
No.
Maybe they should.
That's a good idea. We are doing awards. We voted on it, and so we're doing the awards at the end, and just have fun with this thing. And also, I think we got to believe we can win. At the end of the day, we have lost 2 out of the last 3. Like, that's facts, right? And at the end of the day, this was a good draw. If you got a different type of draw, like the reality is maybe it is hard. But this is a good draw. We match up well. It's not going to be easy. We're 5-0 at home. There's a reason we're 5-0 at home. This wasn't last year. This team, this roster is 5-0 at home. All right? We got a chance to win 10 games for the first time in school history with a beatable opponent. It's not easy. When you get to only 24 teams, they're all good, right? But when I look at it, we match up well against Illinois State. I'm not going to tell you what those things are, but as a coach, you feel good with this matchup. Now we got to go execute, right? And we do that starting today at practice physically, but I think even more important mentally, and I'm talking to myself here, just as much as I'm talking to the team, we have to believe that we can go out and win this game first and then go prove it to ourselves with our work this week.
You're not the only SEMO team that didn't get to celebrate a championship. That 2010 team lost its final home game in the final 30 seconds at Jacksonville. Our DB fell down. They threw a touchdown in the right corner of the end zone, and SEMO lost. And all Jacksonville State had to do was go win at Tech, and they're up by 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter and lost. We had the game on at the Show Me Center. We're doing a basketball game. So that's how that team won. They won it when Jacksonville blew a 3-touchdown lead in the fourth quarter. So they didn't get to celebrate on the field. They did get to celebrate, on Selection Day, and like your team did yesterday. Yeah. That was a celebration, but it's not the first time that a SEMO team hadn't got to celebrate on the field, but champions nonetheless. I don't think that can take anything away from their mindset and what they've accomplished, right?
Yeah, totally, and that's what you are, champions. You belong here, and as the years go by, you'll really appreciate what you've done this year and what we've overcome, to start even like Tennessee State down 21-0 to claw back into that just says a lot about how connected we are, and how we can respond to adversity just like we have all year. So excited for this weekend, excited to share Thanksgiving with the football team, and there's a lot to be thankful for. I'm certainly thankful that I'm the head football coach here at SEMO. I'm probably more thankful that I got a team that cares about each other and has accomplished a lot here.
All right, you lost another offensive lineman in that Tennessee State game. Any chance you get any reinforcements on the O-line for Saturday?
No. So it's kind of same as we just got to do a good job, and those guys got to respond. And when their name's called, they got to get their job done just like everybody else.
What I thought was interesting, Brandon Epton had a 100-yard rushing game the game before. He got 3 carries early. I don't know what you saw from Tennessee State's defense, but they bottled him up, and then you bring in Peyton Brown. Then the running game kind of took off, and Peyton Brown, he's a way different type of runner than Brandon Epton, and he is not going down with arm tackles, and he didn't on Saturday. Not only did he run for a touchdown, but how about that catch? Because they had him at the 5-yard line, and somehow Peyton Brown got into the end zone. Man, he is a strong dude.
Yeah, he is. They were really athletic. So the Brandon's an athletic back, a fast back, and it didn't seem to faze him. But when Peyton carried the ball, he's just such a different, going to break all those arm tackles. And, he's 215, so do you really want some of this, some of these DBs? And so it was good to get them rolling. We'll need both. We got to get the ball in both of those 2 playmakers' hands. Now that they're healthy, they're both, pretty healthy. Brandon's got a cast, but it hasn't been an issue. And so, as far as those 2 go, we're as good as it's been since the start of the year.
And, you gave us just a little precursor last Monday about why are we saving Paxton? What are we saving him for? We're saving him for this game. He was a runner on Saturday. He can make a difference. I know you didn't win the game, but he made a difference on offense by
Moving
smartly
the chains. Right.
knowing when to run, knowing just how far he needs to get for the first down. I thought he was a difference maker with his legs.
Yeah, totally was. Several short yardage pickups, several move the chains, and so we need that. All of a sudden they play man, right? Then no one's got the quarterback, so all those type of things are important. And at the end of the day, as he goes, our offense will go. It's just come down to, he's one of the best players in the country at FCS, and we're going to need him to play that way, and we're going to give him every opportunity to do it. And so can't wait to, watch him perform. It's one of those things that, it's going to end. Right, and so at some point, he won't be a Redhawk anymore, and so we just need to appreciate all these times.
So the last time he played Illinois State, they had an NFL back. We didn't know that he was going to be a starter in the National Football League, James Robinson, and he was the difference in the football game.
Yeah.
No question about it. And he went on to be a starting running back in the National Football League. I don't think the guy they've got this year, he's awfully good. He's got 1,000 yards rushing, and that is a monster season in college football, but he's not James Robinson.
Yeah, I mean, I never compare guys, but if you get 1,000 yards in the Valley,
getting it done,
you're not trash.
Yeah.
Right. And so, it'd be, at the end of the day, anytime we go to the Valley, anytime we go north, it's about the line of scrimmage. For some reason, I've been here 11 years and we try every year and we don't have those body types yet. When we got to continue, hopefully with the new facility, we'll get in some different homes and be able to really recruit the line of scrimmage. I mean, we've had great skill players every year I've been here.
Yep.
But it's the line of scrimmage. And so can we win the line of scrimmage on Saturday? That's going to be the difference. Paxton can throw it, and we got all these wideouts, but if we can't protect, it won't matter. If we can't run it, it won't matter. And then obviously we got to stop their run. You got 1,000-yard back, and so we got a work cut out for us. But I believe in this team, and there's just something about this week. I believe we can get it done, and really have a history-making season, meaning first time in school history someone's been able to string 10 games together. And so I'm praying for these seniors to be able to have that notch in their belt, because they have done a lot for us and our university, and that would be great to send them out the door with.
And with Illinois State, they've got a quarterback that can beat you with his legs.
Yeah.
I mean, he is a dual threat guy. He can run it, he can throw it, and that's kind of what we're seeing a lot more of in college football. But Illinois State's got one of those guys.
Yeah, totally. And if they could stay healthy, it's very effective. Right, and so we got to work cut out for us schematically. We got to make sure we account for him on every one of our schemes, and so it's a challenge, but it's what it should be, hard for a playoff game.
All right, 41 degrees is a predicted high temperature on Saturday. The first thing I thought when I saw that was, I hope it doesn't affect the crowd. I mean, I hope we have a big-time turnout for this football game. I know it's Thanksgiving week. I don't know what the student situation is going to be. A lot of students are going to go home. Hopefully they'll be back for a playoff game. You don't get playoff games in your home stadium every year. I'm just hoping that the weather, or at least the temperature, isn't going to keep people away.
Yeah, me too. But at the end of the day, just what I tell the players, at the end of the day, there's no such thing as bad weather. There's either poor equipment or soft people. One of those are fixable. So don't be soft. Don't let the weather keep you from coming out. I mean, good Lord, it's 40. Come on, don't be a sissy. Get some long johns, get you some boots, and cheer on the Redhawks.
And not only that, Rick Weezer took it to another level up in the portable press box last time we were there. he got some sort of a lithium battery warming vest that he wore under his coat. He said, man, I'm in great shape. I mean, they're not even that expensive. Go out and get you a lithium battery-powered warming vest. You're good to go on Saturday.
Technology now, you got great equipment that's reasonably priced and all that, so that shouldn't be a problem. And, get out there, get your energy going, and that'll also help you with you staying warm.
And I will have one of those, too. I'm going to be right there. We'll each have the lithium battery. All right, what are you pointing out to your team? What do you have to do to win a playoff game? You've done it before. Stony Brook came here, I think ranked 15th in the nation. Down they went.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, we got to be able to win the line of scrimmage or it won't be close. So if we can win the line of scrimmage, now who wins the turnover margin? If we were winning the line of scrimmage, we should be right there. Now they have turned it over a little bit. We haven't. So hopefully one of those happens. But it's going to come down to critical situations. Third down red zone. Are we kicking field goals versus scoring touchdowns? Are we converting third downs and vice versa? But third down and red zone won't matter if we can't hold up on the line of scrimmage.
It's going to be at 11 a.m. Now, I know
I've been wanting 11 a.m. The only thing better than 11 a.m. game is a damn 10 a.m. game. When you get up at 4:30, you're ready for football by 11, and so I can't shut it off until after the game. So, and we got 8 recruits in. I don't think people understand, they moved up our signing date. It's December 4th. All these other programs that aren't playing, they can recruit. We're still trying to finish the season out. So it is literally, we got all kinds of things going on this week. Got all these events going on. So this is busy times for Redhawks. And just want to say one more time how appreciative I am of our administration for, getting all this stuff going.
And I know, I'm guessing one of the reasons it's so early is because, Sports Information, they've got to cover all of this stuff statistically for the OVC. And there is a doubleheader of basketball later that day, 5:30, 7:30 at the Show Me Center. So
we're actually bringing the wheel to the women's before their game today.
Nice.
Me and another player are going to run over there and try to fire them up. SIU's a big game. And I really have enjoyed Briley's games. I think they're way more athletic. They're at least fun to watch this year. And so hopefully they can continue to get better and, hopefully they can go. And I think Brad's team looks a lot better also. I know it's hard until we get in the Ohio Valley, but I have a lot of I don't know. I just feel like once we get in a conference play, I think both teams are going to be pretty good, pretty fun to watch.
And you can watch, boy, if you are a diehard Redhawk fan, it's 11 a.m. football, 5:30, 7:30 basketball, and then don't forget volleyball at 5 o'clock. And we thank Julie Yankus for joining us a little bit earlier. Thanks to DC Pippin. And thank you, Coach. Best of luck on Saturday. We will see you at Houck Stadium, and hopefully we're back next week at Wings over in Cape talking about a game against UC Davis next week.
Absolutely.
All right. Appreciate it. That's the Redhawks head coach, Tom Tukowitz. That's who the Redhawks would play, by the way. They would fly out to Davis, California. That is the team that awaits the winner of this game, which, again, is an 11 a.m. kickoff with the Illinois State Redbirds from the Missouri Valley Football Conference. So that'll do it here from Wings, etc. Hope you enjoy the rest of your Monday, everybody. Don't forget volleyball, the 2 o'clock semi between Lindenwood and Tennessee Tech, and then the Redhawks take on Morehead State in the semifinals with a berth into the title game. That'll be at 5 o'clock. Enjoy the rest of your Monday, everybody. So long from the home of the Coaches Show, Wings, etc.